Warning. The Dragon Between podcast may contain language and adult humor that is unsuitable for those 13 years and younger. Viewer discretion is advised. You're listening to the Dragon Between podcast, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign that takes place in the Eberron pulp fantasy setting created by Keith Baker. New episodes are recorded every Sunday and are released on the following week. You can find the video version on the YouTube channel. And if you like what you see and hear, feel free to drop us a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates and news on the podcast. Thank you for listening, and now on with the show.
Eli, Lathana, and Music found themselves in the grip of a sinister Quori that called itself Farouk. As the battle raged on, the group's ranger and wizard managed to break free from the creature's grasp, attempting to turn the tide of the battle and help their friends. Red and Zito valiantly defended each other from the Shogunate forces, but were ultimately cut down following the arrival of a familiar giant insect that the party had encountered in the village.
As the Shifter Barbarian and Kobold Artificer were slain, Eli made the hasty decision to cast Dimension Door and escaped with Zito's body, warning his companions to run. Even with the arrival of an axe-wielding mayor to assist them, the characters found themselves outmatched in their weakened state. The Quori called Juke then escaped with Red's corpse, and Music and Lathana were knocked unconscious.
The Ranger and Bard found themselves awoken minutes later, the Shifter siblings Swift and Talon tending to their wounds. The Shogunate forces they had encountered were dead or had escaped, and the clan Ashta samurai were clearing the mayor's home. Elsewhere in the village, Eli cast the spell Teleportation Circle and brought his kobold friend back to the Chamber of Healing and Donvi's Hall of Justice. After reviving Zito, the duo ruminated on their next move, taking advantage of the slower passage of time in this plane of existence.
Eli then made a decision to visit the Panopticon, the massive building where the deeds of all the beings from across the planes are recorded. The duo gained an audience with the modern vizier, who confirmed that their companions were all alive. Although Music and Lathana appeared to be safe, Red was shown to be held in a crystal container filled with foul, yellowish substance. Armed with this information, the characters returned to the material plane once again through the Prime Gate and rushed back to the mayor's house.
The party were then reunited, sans Red, and learned that the clan Ashta samurai had found a broken katana resembling Ender's sword in the possession of a mud mephit called Snarl. After some interrogation, Music convinced the elemental to assist the group in tracking down and rescuing their shifter friend. The group were then warned that the persistent tremors posed a serious risk to the village if the spire were to topple. As the village of Heartholm continued to shake, and the characters deliberated on their next move, the Shifter Barbarian Red found herself menaced by the duplicitous, churning chaos prophet, Luther Vaughn. Does everybody remember what was going on last time?
Yeah, we were go get a full rest.
Yeah, we were talking about going to get a full rest.
Okay, so currently you have in your possession the little lesser elemental Snarl, who you have captured. You have him in a little cage. And you said that you wanted to try and go and get a full rest, correct?
Remind me again, how much time passes on the Donvi compared to the material plane?
In Donvi, time passes to a factor of 10. So 10 days on Donvi is 1 day on the material plane. So, for example, if you were to take a full 8-hour rest, it would only be just shy of like 48 minutes on the material plane. A little under an hour. So some time will have passed. Not nearly as much as, it will take for you guys to take a full rest and get back up to your full strength.
And here's the thing, if we go and take up for that long rest, will that tower still be standing when we get back?
That is a risk. You have been informed by the samurai that they're not sure whether these tremors are going to have a lasting effect or potentially topple the spire. So far, it's held, but these tremors have also only been going on for a little under a half an hour, to your knowledge, if not a little bit longer. And as you're all sitting around the table in various areas of the this place, who has the highest passive perception? Let's take a look. That would be Lathana. Lathana, as you've been milling about the room, checking your gear, making sure that you have everything, you notice that hastily shoved underneath a little foot bench, you find what looks like a traveler's pack and an assortment of gear and extra weapons strapped to it. One of the straps that goes over the arm shoulder has broken, and as you look at it and start to give a general look at what it is, you realize that this is Red's pack. You also notice that you don't see Red's sword, her wicked-looking 9 lives stealer sword.
Tana will go over to it and pick it up and say, I think this is Red's pack, and she will, well, I guess she'll open it and see what's inside.
Get them health potions out. We're going to need them.
Do I find?
As you begin to pour through the pack, you see the typical items that you've seen your companion carry around. You see a hodgepodge of things. There's a hunting trap hanging clipped to the side of one side of it. You see a couple of hand axes. There's a couple of bundles that you'd assume are great swords of some sort. They're so long, attached to one side of the pack. You find your typical mess kit. You find a couple of bundle of rope. You find a tinderbox, and you also find a black velvet mask with silver thread. Oh no, I'm sorry, you don't find that, because Red wears that all the time. I apologize, Ashley. And you also find a flute and a couple of bottles, familiar looking bottles that seem to be healing potions of some sort.
Lithana will pull out the healing potions and put them in the center. But it's up for grabs. I somehow happened to down multiple healing potions last round, so I don't think I deserve it.
Well, there's no point in taking healing potions of long rest.
Yeah, there is. If an
I don't
orc
think we should be
punches me in
taking
the
a long
face,
rest.
if an orc punches me in the face and I drink a healing potion, punch is gone.
Yes, but a long rest you heal quite a bit.
Yeah, but long rest
Yeah.
doesn't stop orcs from punching me in the face afterwards, does it?
That is true. But we should probably get going if we're going to rest.
Yeah, I don't think this town will be here in 45 minutes, Eli. And the longer we wait, the more resources the enemy is going to have.
Yes, but if we don't wait, I'm literally useless.
And I'm definitely not as helpful either. Can we go to Dunby? For a bit? And then we'll come right back?
Also, Lathana, your audio is a bit garbage at the moment.
Okay.
I think it's picking up your different microphone.
Is that better?
That's about the same.
Mm.
Like, I can hear you and I can understand you for the most part. It just seems like a bit garbled. I'm not sure. Maybe it's on my end.
Let's see. Hold on.
Hey, that's better. That's
better?
better. Are you just moving closer to your microphone?
Is that even better?
That's even better.
Okay, cool.
So you're in the possession of what appears to be Red's pack, Lothana. And as you're glancing around, looking to see, you know, if there's anything else potentially that was either fell off of the pack or out of the pack. Again, you don't see Red's familiar, wicked-looking greatsword covered in skulls. And as you glance over towards the table, where you see that that smaller, lesser elemental snarl in the cage, just sitting there and is giggling and sort of like this hissing noise as it sees you discover the pack.
She narrows her eyes at it, and she'll just say, well, I think we better put it to a vote. I guess all in favor of taking a rest?
Before we
Yes,
do put it to
music?
vote, I just want everybody to know that I cannot heal anybody until after I've rested as well. That being said, I'm indifferent. I don't care if we stay or we go to get that rest. But I do want you to know that I have no healing capacity at this point.
All in favor
If
of
we're
not taking a
saying
rest?
that if we take a long rest, we're leaving Red for 45 minutes. Who knows what they're going to do to her in 45 minutes?
I agree with you
If
completely.
you go to Donvi, I'm not going to go with you.
Well, then die, because there's no choice. I mean, she's not very helpful either. If you die, you're trying to save her.
Yeah. I'd rather at least die trying to help her than die a coward, Eli.
It's not a coward to take a rest and be strategic.
This town needs us. This town might not be here in an hour. That's what you're not thinking about, Lothana.
As you speak up, continuing still your voice projecting out to your companions, Urkor, the Clan Ashta samurai, has been off to the side, respectfully listening to all of you. He says, if I may, Zito.
Yes.
The Shogunate forces, as far as we can tell, have retreated. For what reason, we do not know. We are in the process of evacuating as many of our people as we can. If the spire falls, worst case scenario, at least there won't be anyone in the village to potentially be hurt. We're sweeping all of the houses and buildings as we speak. If you need time, however long it takes, however much time you need, it is up to you if you wish to take it. I am indifferent as well. This place rose from the swamp. If it is its destiny to once again be crushed back into it, so be it. We will build again. I cannot speak to what other horrors and dangers might await you wherever this tremor, this earthquake is coming from. And he stops speaking for a
Can't
moment.
just leave Red.
He looks to you and he says, I understand completely. You must do what you must. I will not say either way what you should or should not do in this matter. If I were in your position, I may very well wish to rush headlong into the fray myself, if it was someone I cared about. But for now, my men and women and I, we must make preparations to evacuate. We must continue the preparations. Sir, and he glances across the way over towards Austrin, the mayor. He's been patiently sitting with his hands in front of him. He has a bundle now that he has like a long piece of linen, like a linen sheet that he's been rolling his battle axe up into. And as Urkel finishes speaking, he ties some knots and some more bits of strips of linen around it. And he stands up, wincing as he does. And you can see now that he has another walking stick, separate from the axe that was apparently under some sort of illusion to appear to be a walking stick, which he has now replaced. And he takes the large bundle and he starts to walk towards you, Zito. And he holds it out to you. And he says, when you find Red, give this to her. It is high time. It is high time that this be passed to a warrior who is as pure as heart as I once thought that I was.
All right, Zito will take it.
And he looks at Urquhart and he says, it's time to go. And he begins carefully maneuvering around the table past the bits of detritus, and all the bodies that were inside of this building have been moved, cast outside. He begins to walk out towards the exit of the house. He looks back at all of you and he says, I do wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, Erdicor. And the best of luck to you.
And Austrin, who is walking with him, he looks to all of you and he says, well, I hate to say that I don't always throw the best birthday parties. Can't really call today's or last night's festivities much of a party, but you all have certainly shown me something that I haven't seen in a while. Thank you. And Austrin and Urquhart are now walking out of the building. The remainder of the samurai are milling out as well, leaving you all to your thoughts. And what are the rest of you doing? Are you wishing to put this to a vote? I see that it looks like Eli is already beginning the teleportation ritual.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but Zito's gonna go down the hole now. This is I know what you might think what I'm gonna do is stupid. Reckless. I know it's reckless. But what about your cousin, Ladonna, Zara, Nicholas? Samael were all friends of mine at one point. And now they're all missing. And I know that Lathana is now somewhere where I cannot help her. And I know that I can try to help Red. So I'm gonna try.
Wait, Zito, chill. for a second here. I promise. Red will be okay. We just need to rest, and I will use everything in my power to save her, like I saved you. Trust me.
Oh, I can't do that. I don't know what's
Then give
happening
us
to
a
her.
short rest, and just give us a short rest.
You already had a short rest, Eli.
Yes, but I need to contact the world.
Lathana puts her head in her hands, and she looks Zido straight in the eye. Zido, I commend your bravery. I cannot say I can fully understand it, but there are people in my life I would do anything to save. But I also know that I cannot save everybody. I've tried. But what I can do is bring hell and fire down on whoever took them and bring them the biggest battle they ever could. Gather reinforcements, strengthen ourselves. If revenge there is all there is, we will avenge you, we will avenge Red. And save many others in the process, or at least die trying, but at least we can have a fighting chance if we take a rest. But I understand if you must do it, then you must. I don't really have blessing. I'm not really a very good person, but I give you my blessing if that is what you must.
Thank you, Lathana.
And know that we will come after to save you, or maybe you already paved the way with as much strength and as much vigor as any one of us.
Well, personally, Zeta, I think you're going to go get yourself killed. But that being said, dying alone probably sucks. I'm going to go with you.
Thank you, Mythic.
Eli, Lathana, catch up as fast as you can. We're going to stay to the shadows and try not to engage, but we will try to disrupt everything we can along the way.
Alright, I commend your bravery. But, Zito, that is mine.
What'd you say?
I believe you have something that's mine.
No, I gave you back to that when you first resurrected me.
Oh, no, damn, thank you, I didn't notice. But here, to not die, Eli will pull out his portable hole. Look at Zito. And, well, my favor is here, and I'll give it to him.
What, you're giving me the portable hole?
Yes, to show you that I'm with you.
Oh my gosh, he just made Zito like the treasurer, guys.
Wow.
And on this day,
Oh, too
Eli's
late, it's
heart,
done.
Eli's
has
heart
it.
grew three sizes.
Lathana will pull out her one healing potion. Here, to take it. We can get more. And she'll hand over Red's healing potions. And I guess you should probably take Red's stuff.
Yeah, Music, can you take the healing potions? I already
Yeah,
have
I'll
a
take
couple
them.
in my inventory. And I guess I'll take Red's bag.
How much can you carry?
I got my own bag of holding, so I can just stick it in there.
Oh, okay.
Or I'll just put it in the portable hole.
Okay, you're just gonna toss it in the portable hole.
Yep.
How long does it take to open the portable hole, Derek? Because I know you guys are constrained for time. You're still in the process of casting that teleportation circle, right?
Yeah, yes.
I'm gonna make it clear I'm not putting the portable hole in the bag of holding.
Yes, please don't.
Yeah, that would be ill-advised.
And where are those potions, by the way?
I will throw them into the party loot, and you can grab them out.
Okay, good, because I'm going to need them.
Okay.
Zito, I actually bought some healing potions for me, but you seem like you need them more than me, and I will give you 6 healing potions.
I think you should hold on to some of these in case Music and I don't make it out.
All right. 3. I'll give it 3. 3.
I can give you my gem of seeing if that would help. With Eli with me, he can see just as what I could see.
Well, keep in mind, Luthana, they still have to attune to it.
Ah, okay, no.
It's a valiant and a very nice gesture. So you're gathering together these materials, you're looking at each other, you're saying your goodbyes. Music and Zito, you said you wanted to head down into the hole, the one that the big creature came out of.
I'm still trying to move healing potions. I have no clue how to walk yet.
Oh, you have no clue how to walk?
No, like I said, I can't even move healing potions.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I can't move anything out of here. I was able to move one, and it hasn't let me move anything since.
That's weird. Should just be able to
Yeah,
grab
that's where
that
it's working
little...
fine with me.
Yeah, should be able to just grab that dot and drop it. Hey, it's working.
All right, that one worked.
Weird.
Yeah, I done grabbed it like 50 times.
That's so weird. All right.
So who's going with
Zio?
It's Music and the 2 shifters.
The 2 shifters have been patiently waiting for all 4 of you to make a decision. Well, I should say patient and impatient. Swift is looking like she's ready to crawl the walls when she heard that Luthana found Red's pack. She started hyperventilating, and Talon has been quietly shushing her in the corner. Basically just giving you guys time to talk and without interrupting. But as soon as you said that you were going down, both Talon and Swift stood up and began striding towards you both, and gave you both a nod. And Talon says, "Well, since your friends are abandoning us, it's only right that we go with you."
We'll find Red.
Damn right we'll find her. And rain hellfire on those who took her. Now, we must go. But we have a predicament.
What would that be?
Who among you is the best tracker?
That would probably be me.
Yes, I'm not referring to you, sweet one. I'm referring to the brave ones who are going down to find Red now.
What skill would be tracking, Jeremy?
It would be wisdom.
Probably survival skill.
Yeah, it's a survival.
I got a +4 to survival.
Okay, what about you, Zito?
I got a +2.
Okay.
And that looks like it's going to be me. Yeah, I'm not bad at it.
Yeah, not too bad. And Talon looks to you and he says, "But if we're going, then let's go."
All right, guys, let's move slowly. Let's be quiet. I want to get in there quickly, but I don't want to be reckless. I don't want us fighting an army by ourselves, and I want us to do as much damage as possible. Let's do this smart, not the hard way.
All right. So you guys are going in the hole then?
Yes, we are.
The one that the bug
Yep.
made?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So the order stands at music in the front. Where are you at, Zito?
I'll be right behind music.
Okay. And then Swift and Talon will take up the rear. Lathana and Eli, you watch as Music and Zito begin walking over towards this 10-foot wide hole. And Music, Zito, you can see now that beyond the layer of the wood floor that's broken, the foundation beneath, and you can just see this this rough-hewn tunnel of earth that just descends down and seems to curve a bit.
But it doesn't split the path in any way, right?
Not that you can see right now, no.
All right. And just so you know, I do have dark vision, so I will be able to see it when it does.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Do you
Now-
have dark vision music?
now that the
I'm-
Music has goggles that give him dark vision.
Exactly.
Probably a good thing that he has that. Since
Yes, it is.
since he's the one tracking. I like how the bard is the tracker and the two like obvious hunters are not. The bard out-tracks them.
Hey, bards. Basically, what barding means is whatever you're good at, you're suddenly great at,
Right.
and all your friends are as well.
All right. Eli, Lathana, as Music and Zito disappear down into this hole, Talon and Swift have, I assume you all festooned ropes to make it easier to crawl down there.
How long of a drop was that?
It looked somewhat steep. Even with your dark vision, it looked like it's about a 40-foot drop before it starts to curve slightly northwest.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. And in the time that it takes you to all four of you get your climbing ropes out and descend down into the hole, Eli, your teleportation circle, the sigils begin lighting up and the circle activates. And I believe it takes 12 seconds before it fades, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Eli, Lathana, you pass through. If this is your time, are you leaving for sure, or are you going with your friends?
I'm leaving for sure.
Yes.
Eli passes through. He's gone. Lathana, you pass through the teleportation circle.
I do.
And that familiar gut-wrenching feeling as though your stomach is being flipped end over end, and you are gone. And as you zip through, folding through time and space, you find that yourselves tumbling end over end in the familiar sight of the teleportation chamber within the Hall of Justice. And as you're looking around, you can see the familiar sight of Modron and celestial and fiendish-looking creatures, which all have, by the way, sort of like a metallic patina to their skin. Like they look like a metallic variation of what a celestial or a fiend would look like. And you are now left to your own devices, standing in the middle of the chamber. What would you like to do?
Hunter,
Eli.
Yes.
What's the plan? Let's make a schedule and stick to it.
We're gonna go get the rest at the tavern. So I already have a room booked. So I'll meet you there. I must contact the 12.
Okay. I
Don't
will
worry.
be there. I will see if I can contact Lizette.
Okay. Don't worry. I will be there soon.
Which end are you referring to, Eli?
The one where I was building a golem at.
Oh, the World Serpent Inn. Gotcha.
World Serpent Inn, yes.
Okay. And Lithana, you would know, you guys spent like 5 days in Donvi, so you would know exactly what he's referring to. It's the place that you were all at when you were all together last.
Alright, I'll meet you there.
Okay. Eli, you head off to contact the 12 and take care of what you need to take care of. Lithana, it takes you a bit of time, but you're able to leave the Hall of Justice and make your way out towards the plaza where the entrance to the World Serpent Inn is.
I take a cab if it's shorter.
It is shorter. It only costs you 5 silver.
Okay.
And we will transition back towards the other half of the party. Before we do so, though, Red,
Yeah?
you are standing in a crystalline chamber that is slightly bigger than you are. You've been studying it, and as you've been attempting to find a way to get out of it, you can see other similarly sized chambers off in the distance. Even though the crystalline chamber is mostly opaque or transparent, you can see through it. This glow, this purplish hue that seems to intensify, and this throbbing light, it obscures your vision somewhat. But you've seen like humanoid creatures like moving about the chamber. Look like they were tending to the other tubes that are hanging and embedded into the walls and the columns that descend from this cavernous ceiling above you. And the yellowish fluid now is up to your chest. You're actually treading water within it. Now, of course, in terms of like you and your physiology, you possess ventilating lungs, if you remember.
Yes.
So you will not be in danger of drowning if you were to become submerged in this substance. But yes, the air is running out of this chamber. And as you look out past the crystalline chamber, you see not too far away these these individuals who are holding these staffs, and they seem to be, it's almost as if they're growing stalactites from the cavern ceiling down. And they've carried in these 2 smaller crystalline tubes, and they're now festooning them close to where you are and suspending them between a stalactite and a stalagmite, just kind of sticking it almost like a skewer right between the two. And as your eyes adjust, that glowing purplish light pulsing, you can now see two diminutive individuals floating within a yellowish, that same yellowish substance. And as your eyes adjust and you look closer, you swear that you see the two children you saved from the outpost in the swamp, suspended, not moving, in two somewhat identical tubes to your own.
Red would definitely probably start beating on the glass at this.
You may do so. Striking the crystal, the interior of smooth interior of this crystalline chamber with your fist mightily. You can see now this creature that was helping this other individual now turns and looks, but before it does, you can see that an eye stalk is growing out of the top of its head. It turned and looked in your direction before it turned and looked at you. And when it turned and looked at you, you're now seeing the shifter seamstress staring at you, half of her face mutilated from mutation. She looks at you, almost a pained look on her face, but then immediately turns away back to her work. Her odd, sickly eye stalk going back into the top of her head. And now we will transition to the rest of the party. Music makes the people come together.
Oh, yeah.
Make a survival check for me.
Sure thing.
Can I help him make that survival check?
Absolutely, you may. Make it, yeah, it's a 6.
Oh, so when you help, you roll with advantage.
Yeah, he can roll again. That's a natural 1.
It's going to be another one of them nights, I see.
So you come across, as you, the four of you have been rushing forth through this 10-foot wide tunnel. You now come across a divide. 3 separate tunnel branches. You feel as though that you have been swiftly going northwest for quite some time now, and then it seemed to turn around, and that's when you discovered this little antechamber with 3 tunnels going off in different directions. You feel like one is going it seems to go forward a bit, and then it seems to be curving up to further to the northwest. There's another one that seems to be going towards the northeast, and then there is another one going towards the southeast, almost the same way that you just came from.
Hey, music, is tongue still active on that elemental?
Let me look and see.
How long has it been? Or I should say, how long does tongues last?
1 hour.
1 hour. Yeah, so it's still active. And
Hey, little guy, which way?
What do you mean, which way?
Which path?
I don't know. I've never been this way before.
Now, you said you could lead us down here. If you don't lead us down here, you know I'm just going to blast you into pieces.
Of course. And he starts looking around, and he just suddenly points off to the tunnel that moves to the northwest and then up. That way. Do you follow that path? You can roll an insight check if you want.
I can't understand him, so.
Yeah, it would be music who would have to roll an insight. Oh, hold on. Let me roll a check as well. Yeah, he's lying. As he was telling you, he was giggling. Like, he couldn't help but stifle a laugh.
All right, well, it's not that way.
So that leaves you two branching paths.
Which one looks like it goes down the most?
The one that is going northeastern, that one seems to be curving downwards a bit. As you look down the tunnel, as you all four of you are within this antechamber, you can see that it looks like that one's sloping downward. However, the southeastern tunnel, the one was almost identical to the one you just came from, also seems to be sloping downward.
Zito is going to summon his familiar and send it down to the southeastern tunnel.
All right, you create a raven that just appears in the dark, glowing red eye, cawing. Seems a little bit confused, looking around. It sees Snarl and it just starts attacking the cage. Ah!
No, Zito is going to hold on to it and throw it down the tunnel.
He just threw your raven down the tunnel. Which tunnel?
Let's go that way.
Which tunnel are you sending it?
Or was it the southeast one? Was the one that was almost turning back?
Yep.
I'll throw him down that one.
Okay. He heads down that way. What's the range on him?
I can see through his eyes up to 100 feet.
Okay. It continues to go. And for a while, you can see it just flying down this 10-foot wide tunnel. And then suddenly, your vision goes cloudy, seeming to indicate that it has gone beyond your sight. Does it bamf out of existence, or when that happens?
Let me double check. I think it has a range larger than that, but I can only see through 100 feet.
Gotcha. And of course, you can, even though you can't see, you're still hearing the flapping of its wings and an occasional cawing noise.
Oh, I think we should head down the other direction.
All right, but I'm afraid our little method friend has lost his usefulness to us. So, was this cage made out of metal?
Yeah, it's like a little metal bird cage. Looks like it's made out of iron.
Heat metal. Zito, you think I got time to fry this little guy?
Unfortunately not.
Well, I don't want to leave him here, but remind me to fry him up good later.
All right, well, let's keep going. Let's not waste any more time.
So,
agreed.
Just to clarify, you're not going the way you sent your familiar.
No, we're gonna go the other way first.
To the northeast.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. The four of you, after deciding which way to go and determining that you don't want to go to the northwest, to the southeast, you head off in the direction to the northeastern tunnel. And it continues to curve around and seems to be, after a while, it seems to go more eastern and sloping downward even more so, until it gets to an uncomfortable 45-degree angle that just seems to go on and on beyond your dark vision. And as you're getting towards the edge, music, you can feel yourself starting to slide.
Back up, guys, back up. This way right here is no good. I'm starting to slide and lose my footing.
And you hear Talon calling from behind you, Zito. Why are we stopping? What's wrong?
The tunnel's
the
too
pathway
steep.
starting to get too steep.
Don't you have equipment, something, another set of ropes perhaps, that we can test it out to see how far it goes?
I'm checking it right now. In 1 second.
Yeah. Well, music's doing that. I'm gonna call the Raven back to me and send him down this pathway.
Okay. Raven comes back. I assume you did that before you guys went down that tunnel? Because I imagine after a while you would run out of the distance, right?
Yeah, it can fly faster than we can walk, so I'm
Gotcha.
assuming that he can catch up to us.
Okay. So you instruct him to head down this tunnel beyond this 45-degree angle slope?
Yes.
Okay. The creature begins to go. It goes, and as it goes down beyond 60 feet, gets to about 85 feet, almost before you lose your sight, you begin to hear a sound. Sounds a bit like water. And as the Raven looks down, you can see that the slope ends and the tunnel seems to open up a bit wider, and it's like an underground river. And you can hear the rushing of water. Just as the Raven flies beyond the 100 feet and you lose sight, you can see in the dark. You think it's water. Again, you can't discern color, but you can see that there is this what appears to be a river with free-moving water.
As there's a underground river up ahead. Are you familiar with this river? Zito is gonna ask was it Swift?
Swift and Talon? Swift
Yes.
looks to you, Zito, and says, "We're getting close to the Titan's Rest, the caverns beneath Heartholm."
Does the river flow to it, or does it flow away from it?
Flows around it and through it in places. Although, if we take it, we may not be able to go back the way that we've came.
Well, that's not a problem. They have to get out somehow.
All water flows somewhere. And Talon looks to Swift and then looks to you and says, "Are we going? What are we doing?"
Well, you don't seem like you're anxious about it, so let's do it.
I'm up for a swim. You said
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
river?
Yes, there's a river.
Let's
Looks
go
like a
then.
pretty big one from. Yep.
All right. Music, lead the way.
All right.
Are
With
you
a nice
gonna-
little hop, I'm going to slide on down all the way down till I get to the water.
Are you going to dabba-do it down the 45-degree angle?
It was more like do you remember in the Ninja Turtles movie when they were skateboarding around the sewers?
Yes.
Kind of like that.
Yes, I can see it in my mind's eye now. Music on a skateboard, zipping down that 45-degree angle, doing an ollie.
Exactly, yes.
All right. Well, one after another, a la Ninja Turtles or Goonies, you all slide down the 45-degree angle and fall a bit, and then sploosh into this what you thought was water. It's not water. It appears to be a thick, somewhat viscous but free-flowing substance. It's a bit warm.
This is awesome.
And you just hear Swift and Talon cursing behind you. "I thought you said it was a river."
It is.
I said I thought it was a river.
"You bastard!" And on that note, let's transition back to Donvi, shall we? Lothana.
Yes.
You made your way back. It's been a little while, but you made your way back to Donvi. And you found yourself within the familiar sight of the somewhat I guess you would call it the debauchery of this place. It resembles not unlike any number of tavern common rooms that you have found in your times and your travels. And you find yourself a table, and you're able to take a short rest and sit at the table. You're able to order a drink, possibly something to eat if you wish to.
Lithana will sit down, but just long enough to ask the whoever the bard maid is, hey, where can I get healing potions? You sell them here?
One of the barmaids, which this particular one has sort of like a whitish blonde hair, very curly and wavy, and is wearing the familiar snakeskin tight-fitting dress. It's a gnomish woman, and she looks to you and she says, I think, yes, Chichikaran sells healing potions. And she points off in the distance. At one of the tables, you see what looks like a praying mantis man sitting at a table. And
what was his name again?
It's kind of hard to pronounce, hun. It's Chichikaran. Or Chichikaran? Something like that.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And she will get up and go over to him.
Okay. You see this tall, I would say medium-sized, but about 7 foot tall, again, insect-like man or woman, not entirely sure which, and is looking to you as soon as you arrive, and begins to make sort of like a clicking noise as you walk up towards it. And it seems to be speaking and at first in some sort of a language that you don't quite understand. Unless you speak Thrycreen.
No, I did not.
Okay. It looks at you quizzically for a while. It looks like it was building a house of cards when you walked up. And it just sort of like, as it's moving its limbs about, it accidentally, with its extra set of arms, knocks it over. And it exclaims something. And there's this horrible, like, toad-like person who is sitting across from him is laughing, who is also building his own. And you just watch as the Thrycreen reaches out with its mantis-like arm and snatches his eyeball out of his head and then pops it in its mouth and begins swallowing it. And as it's crunching it, the guy just and then the eye begins to reanimate or rejuvenate and grow back in the eye socket in his head. And as he's calling out and like looking at himself, looking at his hands, he's like, "Get you for that, overgrown bug!" And he gets up and he rushes past you, walking away. And the insect-like creature is staring at you now, and it gestures with its one of its arms towards the table for you to sit down. And it looks like a dis. If it will ever load. Might take a moment. Fantasy Grounds is acting up. But it continues to stare at you as you sit down. It's got its big, buggy eyes looking at you. And
she will bow reverently. Sir, Chichikaran. My name is Lithana Aisha. She will sit down. A drink, please, for the kind sir. Do you speak common or elvish?
The creature looks at you, and you can see now it's grabbing a deck of cards next to it, like an extra deck, and it's beginning to shuffle it very deftly with its strange fingers, claw-like fingers. And then you watch as there's a little box with it appears to be made of wood, and it's banded with like a mithril-like metal. It opens the box and it pulls out a collar of some sort, and it festoons it around its neck. And you watch as this purplish gemstone begins to glow a bit. And it continues to make those noises, those little clicking and buzzing noises. And then suddenly the clicking and buzzing begins to fade. And you suddenly hear a nasally voice that says to you,
Yes. I can help you.
Thank you, sir. Chichikaran. Again, my name is Lethanna. I heard you
You
healing
can call
potion.
me Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi. Yes, kind sir. And she's like reverently bowing her head. Chi-Chi, do you sell healing potions? I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a hurry, but if you'll order a drink, make sure he gets a couple drinks.
Yes, I do. What do you want?
How many do you have in stock right now?
What depends on what you're looking for.
Greater healing, lesser healing, just whatever healing potions you have.
I can help you with that. I assume that you are dealing in various currencies from whatever universal plane you are from. I accept
yes.
all currencies, no matter the plane of origin.
Thank you, kind sir. Gold and silver, copper, that's what I use.
That would do.
and he begins to pull out from underneath the table, seemingly out of nowhere, a crate, which he sets down and with a mighty thunk on the wooden table. And he begins to rustle through it. You can see that there are crystal vials of various sizes and shapes. They all seem to be made from this blown glass that has been all intricately made to resemble the thoraxes of insects. And the familiar glowing reddish substance within glistens from within these crystal vials. And he's able to sell you greater and superior healing potions. He appears to have 4 superior healing potions at the moment and 6 greater healing potions.
How much each?
Oh, that's a good question.
You see, they are for my my dying party. They are about to die. I'm the only one that can save them. And she starts to cry.
Oh. And he looks to you and he says, "Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll 2d10 for me." Cobalt tears. Aww. Let's see. He'll sell you all of his stock of greater and superior for 4,000 gold. That is 4 superior and 6 greater healing.
All right. I'll take. How many gold is platinum again? I mean,
I believe platinum is what, 10 gold?
Or I think 100 gold.
It's 10 gold. Platinum
10.
is 10 gold.
She pulls out 3,000 gold.
Okay.
Here, I'll take for what I can get for that.
Looks to you. He said. He gestures to you. Can buy all of the superior healing potions he has. Plus, you could. Looks like. Let's see. Well, it looks like you can afford 2 of the greater healing and 4 of the superior healing. Or you could buy all of the greater healings and you can, get less of the superior healing.
She'll get the few greater than. Yeah, she'll get it so she can get a couple graders.
Okay. So 4 superior and 2 graders, correct?
Yep.
All right. Just dropping them in your inventory. And it's been like about an hour for you. And the time that it's taken, maybe a little longer than an hour. You've been able to settle in, get refreshments, and kind of figure out, kind of wondering what is taking Eli so long.
I mean, if she's gonna die the healing potions. If she has any extra time, she's gonna try to call Lizette somehow. She's not chilling.
Okay.
If she can't really get in the door, I mean, she didn't really stay there, so she's waiting. But she'll call Lizette. If she has any time left, she'll just pace.
Okay. While you're doing so, looking off in the distance to the exit, you see the familiar sight of your barbarian companion walking into this World Serpent Inn. She is frazzled and coated in sludge. And as she walks in, seemingly bewildered that she's in this place, music, Zito, you were rocketing through this sludge river, and there was a bright, brilliant light. And now you're suddenly walking through the double doors of the World Serpent Inn, and Red is standing right in front of you with her back to you both.
Red, high five.
Wait, how'd we get here?
You have all of your equipment, all your belongings, except for Red.
Who now has all of our equipment and belongings because we're here.
And to that, Red, let me release your original character sheet to you, because I kept it.
Okay.
Minus your sword. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's gone. Hey, Lithana, make a dexterity check.
Oh, I don't see my sheet.
Oh, sorry. Let me release that sheet to you. Let's see. There we go.
Oh, nope.
Should
It
pop
was
up
there
here.
for a second, and then it was gone.
Should pop up here in a moment.
Okay.
Fantasy Grounds is like, no, I don't want to.
I know this seems weird, guys, but hang out with me long enough and you'll find that things like this happen to me all the time. One day you're subway surfing, the next second you're in a completely different dimension.
Red looks down at her body, and then back the door she just came through.
And you see Zito and Music, or at least it looks like them, completely coated head to toe in a best you can describe mud.
Ooh.
At least it ain't bugs.
Completely covered in mud.
This one does not understand. Just kind of like looking at her body.
Also, Derek,
Yeah,
sorry, if Derek, if you're trying to talk to me, I can't see what you said.
Where's our friends at? We had 2 other guys with us.
They're nowhere to be seen.
Oh, that sucks. They drowned in mud.
Those things took my kin. I need back. Where is the magic man? Is he responsible for this?
Yes.
Red. I need you to roll a check for me here in a moment.
Okay.
Let me just wait for Fantasy Grounds to catch back up to what I was trying to do. Let's see. Close that, close that. Closing that.
Hey, where's that mud muffet? Do we still have him?
Didn't you say you're gonna kill it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Ah.
I
we didn't kill it yet, though.
I assume you killed it before you leapt into that river that turned out to be a mud river.
Yeah, well, if I hadn't, I was getting ready to roast him.
Aw.
He was getting ready to turn into a clay muffet.
Aw. Okay, let's see. Red. Roll a D100.
Oh, do I even have one of those dice? How do I do that?
It's roll 2d10.
Okay.
You can just right-click the D10, and it'll give you a percentile dice.
That too. Okay.
I think that would be 100.
Yeah, that would be 100 actually. Red,
impressive.
as she begins to like yell, she's calling out. The people, the denizens of the inn are like looking in all of your direction, and then she just suddenly, her eyes flutter and she falls unconscious and boom, prone in front of you. The middle of the inn, the entrance of the inn.
Zito is going to go up to Red and try and find out what's going on.
Okay, you can make a medicine check. It looks like she's
He's
either
gonna track mud
she's either,
all throughout the place.
Yeah, you are. Red, roll a d8 for me.
And you said it was medicine?
Yes. Medicine check. She looks like she's unconscious, and to your best efforts to wake her doesn't seem to be working. Smacking her doesn't seem to do anything. She does appear to be breathing.
What is going on?
Lithana gets over her initial shock of seeing everyone, and she runs over and she's like, "What the heck just happened? Why are you here? What?"
And as you're staring at Red, suddenly, as she's laying on the wood floor of this place, her skin begins to, it seems like it's vibrating for a moment, and then like it's almost as if someone painted the pattern of the floor over the entire surface of Red's body, the exposed skin.
Hey, she just chameleated. I seen it.
Whoa.
And after a moment, you are able to rouse Red.
Red, do it again.
This one does not do what, metal musician?
You humiliated 100%.
Iron Kobold, what is humiliated?
And as you're looking at her, you can see now that she starts to like pull herself up off from the floor. You can see that the places where her bare skin were touching the floor and resemble the exact pattern of the floor begin to shift and turn back into her familiar skin color.
Just like the Predator.
And Red, you now possess a mutant ability called Cryptic Skin. You can change color to match your surroundings, which gives you advantage on hide stealth checks.
Very cool.
If she stands completely still, does it count as invisibility?
But it's the hide check, so she has to actually take the hide action.
Gotcha.
So it basically just gives her advantage on her stealth check to hide.
Just like the Predator.
Lithana's mouth is agape. She's like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
And
What happened to you, Red?
This one. They took Daisy and Indy. They took Kit. They're all in these crystalline tubes. If this is what I can do, there's no telling what else. They've tainted us. There was someone speaking of the churning chaos, a prophet. They're up to no good.
And as you finish your statement to your companions, Red, through the open door, which people have been milling about, paying you no never mind, coming in and out of this place, an object flies through the door and begins doing figure eights above all of you. Resembles that of a very familiar sight of a paper bird, a commonly used magical item used to communicate to people or individuals. And after doing a few of these figure eights, it suddenly just sort of like transforms into a pentagonal piece of parchment paper sealed with wax and begins wafting down onto the floor in front of all of you.
Anybody going
So
to
you'll
get that?
catch it and open it.
With your muddy hands?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
Zito
then.
has a cleansing stone. He'll use that and clean the mud off of him first.
Okay. So you're going to let it fall to the ground and then clean yourself? Mind you, you're
Yes.
all still standing like right in the middle of the tavern, like right in the entranceway.
I see nothing wrong with this.
Let me just wait for Fantasy Grounds to decide it wants to let me do something. Thanks, Fantasy Grounds. Appreciate it. There we go. And you'll see it in your inventory right about now.
What does it say, Zito?
It is sealed with a wax seal.
No,
Appears
I
to
need to find
be.
it first.
It appears to be sealed with a wax seal that resembles the crest of House Lorandar. It's right below your
Says,
bullet
Dear
box.
friends. Yep, I see it.
Okay.
It says, dear friends. I mean family. I am very sorry, but I cannot go with you all. You're all just a bit too crazy and reckless, and I'm not ready to die just yet. I have far too many things yet to learn and accomplish before my life comes to an end. The last fight made me realize that I am just not cut out for this work. Here, my light has nearly extinguished and has rocked me to my very core. These repeated close encounters with death have put things into perspective and made me rethink my life choices. So I am so very sorry that I cannot continue to save you all. And though I must take my leave from you, I will not leave you empty-handed on this hour of need. The mighty Red Sharpclaw once again snatched from the jaws of certain death. Please do not throw away your third chance at life. This magic man will not be there to help you anymore. In my family, meet an old friend, Ruvian. I hope that you accept this help and expertise as you did mine in Sharn all those many months ago. You all may not realize this, but I truly consider you all to be my family. Do take care of yourselves and try not to die, okay? Perhaps our paths will cross once again in the future. P.S. Where I'm going, I won't be needing this new horizon, Captain Zito. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Take good care of her. Good luck, my family. Eli Stormbringer.
Well,
Well,
Eli took
who's
off,
up
huh?
for a round of play?
And if you all wish to read that letter in its entirety on your own, I will copy and paste it in the chat.
Barmaid, bring us around, right over here. Thank you, please.
So you're fine. Lathan is trying to find a table to drink at, guys. What are you guys doing?
Wondering if
Well.
Eli took off with all the money.
No, I have the money.
Oh, wow. There might be something
Yeah,
wrong
right.
with him. Are we sure this letter's legit?
I don't know, is this all a big illusion?
Yo, hold on.
Perhaps.
Did he take all of his work with George with him? If that's still here, something happened.
I'm pretty sure Eli probably won't be on this plane anymore.
There you go. I posted it for you in the chat.
Well, we should at least check, because if he left all of his progress with George behind, Eli's gone. Something happened to him. But if it's all gone, then yeah, I guess he did take off.
I mean, since we're here, we can probably just go check the back room.
Yeah, let's go look.
Okay, are you all going together?
Red would follow.
Okay.
She's like touching her arm to things as she passes to watch her mutation in disgust.
Red,
Yeah.
we should try dancing later and see if you turn into a robot.
It only seems to work when you stand perfectly still, Red. Like, if you begin moving at all, it seems to stop working. Like, your skin goes back to your normal skin tone. And as you all head towards... Zito leads you to the familiar workshop. And as you arrive at the workshop, Zito, you notice that the workshop doors, the huge double doors, are open, and the workshop is completely empty, devoid of all the materials that you remember using to build what you were working on. I assume you brought the materials that you were using to make your project with you. You did not leave it behind?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so you did not leave it behind in the chamber, so someone could steal it.
No, I did not.
Gotcha.
No, that would be dumb.
Yeah, it's all empty.
Barmaid, bring us your strongest stuff right over to this table.
So, the barmaids are back in the common room. You're currently in the back room area. It's like a wide winding pathway that's arched tunnel lined with huge, various shapes and sizes doors that line the chamber.
As soon as she sees this empty, she runs back. She like sprints back to the room and is asking for drinks and.
Okay. As you head back towards the bar, Lithana, you see an individual leaning against one of the pillars near the entrance to the it catches your attention immediately. Just this resplendent plate armor, completely coated from head to toe, hefting carrying a mighty shield strapped around this individual's back. And as soon as you see this individual, it looked like it was scanning the room. It seems to clock you looking in its direction and immediately starts heading towards you.
Steedo got a staff to give to Red. Was that right?
It was a bundle, actually, wrapped up. It
was a bundle?
Yeah, it was an axe that the mayor was using to defend himself during that fight. And he wrapped it up, and he said that it was time for a new wielder to take it. However, you didn't ask. I think you were about to ask what it was, and then kind of got talked over. Sorry about that.
I thought you said a staff.
What's that?
What was Red? I thought you said it was a staff. So like, what was Red gonna do with the staff?
No, it was an axe. It was a battle axe. A very pretty battle axe.
I will take it from Zito.
Oh, you want me to put it in your inventory? All right, let me do that for you. Zito, well, we can do this right now if you want. We'll say that you did this while Lithana heads back to the main common room. Zito, you want to present her with the bundle from Mayor Ostrin?
Yes. Zito will place his bag on the ground and heave this giant package up from his bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah, it's
it against Red.
It's a very, very long weapon. And Red, you'll see it very top of your sheet. When you take it in your hand, it is immediately identified to you. It appears to be made of solid steel. The handle is made of seems to be solid steel etched with tiny little runes wrapped in blue dragon hide, with a star sapphire set in the pommel. And when you remove it from the linen wrap. Do you wish to do so?
Yes.
And place your bare hand onto it. You hear a voice in your head.
Oh.
And it says to you, I am Azure Edge, great warrior. Who are you?
Iron Kobold, the axe is talking to me. I like hold it kind of away from me. This one is Red Sharpclaw.
Red Sharpclaw. I sense that you have a good heart. Though you seem a bit
What's it
confused.
saying?
This one is not used to weapons that talk.
Tell me, Red, are you a law-abiding person?
This one does her best.
That remains to be seen. However, if you were gifted myself, Saul Ostrin was no fool. He chose you for a reason, I assume. Do you swear to protect others?
This one is sure she can. Until she takes her last breath.
Are you willing to dedicate everything to the defense of the realm?
This one will.
And, Red, do you promise to protect the city of Sharn to your dying day?
This one hopes it's later rather than sooner, but yes.
As long as you promise to return me to Sharn to protect the city for which I was created to do so, I will serve you. Must warn you, I am patient, but do not attempt to use me against my will. And Red, you are now the proud owner of a magical battle axe called Azure Edge. A sentient battle axe.
Ooh.
It is a legendary battle axe with a very long history. While you wield it and are attuned to it, you get +3 to your attacks and damage rolls. Your attacks are magical. And the shield spell provides absolutely no defense against your attacks.
Haha.
Your axe passes through the spell's barrier with ease. Also, when you hit a fiend or an undead with the axe, cold blue flames erupt from it, and you deal 2d6 extra radiant damage to the target.
Who has a magic axe?
Me.
It also has a few other useful things that you can do with it. It has an ability called Hurling, which it has 3 charges. You can expend the charge and make a ranged attack with the axe, hurling it as if it has the thrown property, with a range of 60 feet and a long range of 180 feet. Whether it hits or misses, it flies back to you at the end of the current turn, landing in your open hand or at your feet, whichever you choose.
I am Thor now.
And you regain the expended charges daily at dawn, all of them. While you're holding the axe, you can use an action to cause it to glow blue or to quench its glow. And it shines a bright light in a 30-foot radius or dim light to an additional 30 feet.
Damn, that's an artifact.
Also, Azure Edge is a sentient, lawful neutral weapon with an intelligence of 12, a wisdom of 15, and a charisma of 15. It has hearing and dark vision out to a range of 120 feet. It can communicate telepathically with you. It can speak, read, and understand common. It has a very calm and delicate voice. Sounds like me. And it can sense the presence of non-lawful creatures within 120 feet.
Very cool.
But it senses something.
as long as you don't use Azure Edge against its will, it will stay loyal to you. However, if you choose to do something unlawful or use it against its will, you'll find out what happens. Yeah, you can read it. It's at the very bottom.
I'll assume he'll kind of like talk to me and stuff if he's like, I'm not feeling this.
Well, it basically it becomes 10 times heavier than normal, and
I'm no longer worthy.
And it can magically adhere to any medium or larger object or surface. Basically, it's Stormbringer.
It's Thor's axe, yeah.
Yeah.
Storm. That's cool.
Also, nothing short of a wish spell can separate the axe from whatever surface it's adhered to, without destroying one or the other. Though the axe can choose to end the effect at any time.
If I'm worthy again.
That was a gift from Mayor Ostrin, who thought that you might need it in the battle ahead.
I will pat the axe's head. This one thinks you and I will be good friends.
You're still covered in goo, by the way.
Wipe the goo on my... I still have my pants. I still have my cool pants.
You have all...
Vito will offer the cleansing stone to whoever may want it.
Okay. You're all wearing you're wearing the same outfit that you were wearing before, plus your mithril armor. They didn't take that. The only thing that seems to be gone is your awesome sword, 9 Lime Stealer.
My sword. To get him back one day. This is cool though. But yeah, I reach into my backpack while I've got my sword that's gonna be my axe now. And I'll pull out my mask and I'll affix it back on.
It is versatile as well. You can either wield it one-handed or two-handed.
I wonder what I'm gonna do.
Gee, I wonder. If you were a 2-weapon fighting skill, you would be able to wield that battle axe and another weapon.
I know, one day.
One day.
Be dangerous. But yeah, I'll put my little silk mask back on. This one feels better now.
I should say so.
This reminds me, Iron Kobold, what happened to my home?
This is where the bad part comes. Let me start off by saying that everyone who's alive, or we're assuming alive, is evacuating the town. But Maggie has died.
Oh, geez. Somebody just fell over. Also, is everyone back?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Kevin, are you back?
Yeah, I've been back.
Okay.
Grips her sword her axe a little bit harder. Then this one has failed.
Not quite yet. We could potentially bring her back.
I could bring her back.
Were my kin able to gather her body?
We don't need a body. Red. The true resurrection, the spell that was used on us, doesn't need a body. We just need a name. So if Maggie is truly dead, we may be able to resurrect her and bring her back.
This is worth a try. She would do the same for me.
But first, what's this hunk of metal doing in...
Well, you guys haven't seen this yet. So if you wanted to, looking around, you see Lothana is no longer standing. You vaguely remember that she ran off towards the common room. So if you wanted to go back to the common room, you could. The three of you could.
I thought you were watching Lothana, Red. Who knows how many drinks she should have down by now.
This one should keep an eye on her. And then she'd kind of reach out for music and Zito and place her paws, whatever, on them. This one is moved that you came back for her. You could have left me there. I owe you yet again a life debt, Iron Kobold.
I left too many people behind.
And she'd kneel down and kind of like butt foreheads like cats do to
Aw.
Zito.
That is so cute.
You are now my kin. And then she'll do the same up to music. How tall is music?
6 foot.
Okay, so she's got to kind of stretch a little bit on her toes to do it. And you too, Iron Musician.
Iron musician.
Kin. And she'd go and turn and head back to Lothana.
I don't know about you, Zito, but I feel honored.
Do you follow Red?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Heading back to the common room, Lothana, you see now this this warrior who is striding towards you wearing full plate armor and stops a few feet away from you and it seems to be regarding you and seems to be looking past you, looking around the chamber. And Reuven, would you like to describe yourself?
I think he did a fair job. He's in full plate mail with a giant shield and a flail hanging out from his back.
Reuven sounds suspiciously like Eli Stormbringer.
I don't know. He sounds like another paladin I met named Truman.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Lothana.
Horn?
Sana hears her name and like spins around, expecting to see Eli. She doesn't.
And Red, Music, Zito, you all enter back into the common room from the antechambers where the other chambers are. And you now see Lothana standing a few feet away from an armored warrior who they just seem to be eyes locked. If you could see Reuven's eyes, he's wearing full plate mail or full plate armor.
Lothana, you say? You're staring at her.
Oh. Are you Zito?
Yes, I'm Zita.
My friend sent me looking for you.
What do you want with me?
He had some type of quest that you needed my help.
Describe the nature of your help to me.
I'm here because my friend sent me.
Well, you might be friends with any number of bad people that don't like me, so give me a little more detail.
Your friend Eli?
Oh, that friend. Okay, well, I'm not Zeta. This is Zeta. I'm gonna point over at Zeta.
Does Red, when talking to her axe, does she have to talk, or does she? Well, would she be able to piece together if she has to talk out loud? She's kind of stupid.
You can hear it, and you can speak out loud to it. However, you do not possess telepathy.
Okay, so she can talk out loud. So she would hold up her axe and be like, "This one thinks it is a good time to show what you can do. What do you sense of this person?"
And an Azure Edge now whispers to you in that soft, pleasant voice. It says, "This one is a champion of light. Yes, I sense the good. It wafts off of them. This person, you can trust them."
Nods. She turns to music and Zito. "The axe says that this is the champion of good."
Well, the axe hasn't proven himself to be a liar yet.
Oh, by the way, the music, she's got a talking axe. Oh, you were watching that whole exchange.
Yeah, I've seen this before at distance, and when she started telling me what the axe was saying, I just assumed.
Oh yeah,
So you must be Reuben.
Yes, I'm Reuven.
And how do you know Eli?
Oh, that's a long story. I heard that you're urgent. The story might be for better later.
Do you do magic like the magic man did?
No, I'm afraid not. He is one of the greatest wizards I've ever met. But, I study divine.
So yes, he does magic, but he prays for it.
This one prefers the steel of blade. But we will see if you cause less trouble than Magic Man. But she kind of looks sad when she says it. Though I will miss him. She kind of just looks forlorn.
And not to mention, he knew the teleportation circle to get us here.
Well, I'm sorry I don't do that.
No. Well, we got 2 cubs that need to be rescued. And Zito is going to gingerly take the drink out of Lathanna's hands.
Those fighting words.
It sounded like bugs back on it.
Strength checks, go.
Yes, please. I need strength checks. Contested strength check right now. As soon as Fantasy Grounds decides it wants to work again. Holy shit. So, Zito, you reach out to take it from her, and now you are dangling in the air as she's taking a drink and you're hanging off of the glass.
Red would go over to pluck Zito off and kind of set him back down. This one thinks you should not go between a woman and her ale. Lithana, this will not help the hurt. And she kind of butts foreheads against Lithana too. And purrs, that calming kitty purr.
Oh.
Lithana will sigh. She'll put the drink aside. So, when do I get to shoot something?
Good question. When do you get to shoot something?
How long have you been here?
Long enough. I haven't shot anyone lately. So, yeah, time to shoot people? Yes? Yes? And she looks over at the new guy who's, like, obviously very good, and she's like... She just kind of gives, like, I don't even know. It's like kind of smiling sheepishly.
Well, Eli did mention that it's a bit of a hurry before he made the deal. Shall we go?
There is no telling what awaits us in that place. They have turned my kin. They must be powerful to have overcome so many shifters.
Real quick, Jeremy,
Yes, sir.
are we going to need teleportation circle?
For
Anything? To leave here? Come back if we need to? Anything?
well, you are familiar with how the Prime Gate works. You would need to use the Prime Gate to return to Heartholm, because there's no teleportation sigil at Heartholm.
Gotcha.
However,
Okay, I was just checking,
in the
'cause-
near future, if you are able to invest in that, it could certainly benefit from investing in that spell.
Yeah, that was a spell I let go of earlier, but I still could potentially know it. I just have to long rest or level up or whatever.
Hey, there you go.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
So, what are you guys doing? Are you guys taking a long rest? Are you rushing back towards the Prime Gate to get back to Heartholm?
I mean, Zito's ready to go.
Red kind of like looks down. This one does not feel so well. This one fears that she is destined for death. What if that is my journey yet to come?
Well, that is why the Magic Man sent me. I'm here to keep that from not happening.
If you keep that from not happening, then you're going to kill her.
Red, I did not go down there in those tunnels exhausted. I died twice for you to die.
You are right.
But we got Daisy and Indy down there scared. Alone. Mm. Gods know what's happening to him right now.
They need us. And she'd start digging in her bag, looking for the potion she knows she had in there.
Yeah, those 2 superior healing potions are gone.
Yeah, she go, this one, does not understand the potions that I had.
And also, you know how some backpacks are like a half backpack?
Yeah?
One of your straps is broken, so it's like a half backpack right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the other one's dangling. You could probably fix it, but if you had time.
Vito will fix it with mending.
Okay.
This is a
Just put it back
yeah.
on.
We had to take your potions because we didn't know what exactly would face down there in the tunnels.
Then we save them for when we need them most. And she would reach down for Zito's hand. I'm ready to iron kobold.
Are we going to go shoot
Rescue
something,
coming?
or should I go grab another drink?
Hey, Lithana, make another, make a Constitution saving throw, please. Yeah, you're holding your liquor pretty well, actually.
He is mad.
I can imagine.
He's like, why am I not drunk yet?
You've built up a tolerance.
Because we
Come
need
on.
not to be.
Here's, you're always drinking. This one thinks we should drink when we truly have something to celebrate for, Lithana.
Ah, if you say so.
I assume you guys have moved this conversation to an empty table.
I was
Brad
still
is
standing in the doorway.
Standing and talking.
Yeah, I think
No
we're
standing for
making our way
us.
back towards the gate.
Yeah, again, as I've mentioned before about this place, there is this almost an air of just good vibes. There's this light blue mist that hovers in the air within this place. And although you all have felt in a heightened state of anxiety from your encounters, whatever this stuff is just making you feel more mellow. Except for Red, who's immune to it because she has ventilating lungs.
And I guess music because Warforges don't breathe.
They don't have to breathe,
Nope.
that's correct. But the rest of you are high as balls right now.
Brad would kind of like sniff the air.
It smells really nice in here. It smells fresh and clean like flowers. A hint of perfume. Every single time one of those scantily dressed gnomes walks past you, Red, you can smell their perfume wafting off of them.
This one does not like the scent of this place. We should make haste.
Anyone need a healing potion? Got lots of healing potions.
I got 2. Oh wait, who took those 2? I think Zito took those 2, didn't he?
I've got 2. Who needs
See
them?
what I got.
This one has 40 hit points left.
Yeah. Red is not looking too well. She's still bearing the deep gashes and wounds that they're no longer like oozing blood, but she still bears the marks from the battle at the mayor's house. Music looks pretty rough for wear as well. Also, I believe you said, Music, that you were pretty tapped on spells, if I'm not mistaken.
Extremely tapped.
Yeah.
Why don't we get some rest and I'll play my Song of Rest?
Are you guys taking a long rest? Are you going to a private room to rest for 8 hours? What are you doing?
I believe that will be up for Red to decide now.
Yeah.
I can do it in 6.
How much time is it? 8 hours here is like 45 minutes
Yep, roughly.
down there.
About
Plus all
Pretty close.
the other time that has been already transpired here
Mm-hmm.
between talking to
But
the
also we have
newcomer and
Swift and Quiver were down there with us. And they did not come here, so they're down there themselves now.
By themselves.
Dang.
In the mud.
Slip sliding in a mud river.
They're
Yeah.
probably safe, though. They're in a mud river. What could go wrong?
Just imagine hurling 2 cats into a mud river. Cats already hate water.
Isana's like, oh, we can go, we can stay, I can do whichever, you know. And she's clearly trying to reach for another drink. She looks a little loopy.
All right, guys, I got this. Hey, Lathana,
Yeah?
come over here and eat one of these.
What is it?
I'm handing her a whole everlasting pretzel. These are
Oh.
great with what you're drinking.
Oh no. How could you?
Oh,
How
they
much are you
look
giving
tasty.
her?
The whole one.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, good lord.
Uh-oh.
Lathana, make a. You're eating
I
this,
mean,
or what
veto
are you
the
doing?
chills.
Yeah, she's eating it.
Oh, good lord. Make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. Okay. Lathana, your stomach starts to flip over and turn, and you feel like you've got to go to the bathroom right now. In fact, you're thinking about the outfit you're wearing, and you're not entirely certain that you can get what you need to get off to do your business.
I'll be right back. She runs.
Lathana just runs off into the distance to the nearest privy.
Well, took care of that drinking
Well, I
problem.
guess we're staying here.
Lathana shits herself.
Whatever those things did to me, it did not take long.
No,
It is
it
likely
does
that
not.
whatever happened to Daisy and Indy may already have come to pass. But if we rest here, it is not quite so long back there. We would be stronger and we could get them away. As I am now, I fear that history would repeat itself again. She kind of like growls. It is hard for this one too. Admit that.
What did they do to you?
There was this yellow liquid. It grew higher and higher and higher, and I don't know if that was what changed me or if something happened before I woke back up. It was horrible, and Kit, she had a eye grow from her head. It was unnerving. If I can do this, and I like slam my arm on the bar and just hold still so that it starts to like shift and
The-
can't chameleon.
Beautiful cherry wood of the bar. Suddenly your hand melds into it. It's basically, it's like if someone began painting your hand, the exact pristine details of the bar. It seems as if as the more that you've done this, it's getting better. Like you felt like you had to exert yourself a bit to make it do its thing. It now seems to just flow effortlessly.
There's no telling what other things that they could have made us do. Or why? Why the shifters? Why my kin? What do they need us for? She pulls her hand back up so it shifts away. If I want to save them, I must admit that I must rest.
You're red, correct?
Yes, this one is red.
Would you like me to take a look? Do you not like that ability?
It is different. This one does not yet know how useful it will be. And I'll hold out my arm.
Do you think it's cursed?
I do not feel particularly cursed. I feel like me.
She's still covered in that slime, by the way, which has congealed. It's kind of like when you get like mayonnaise on yourself, but it's yellow. Yellow mayonnaise, congealed in places around your extremities. Unless you
Did you want to use that cleansing stone?
Unless you use the cleansing stone.
I'll use the cleansing stone.
And Reuven, did you want to perform a medicine check to see if you could understand what this is? Uh-oh, did I lose Reuven?
No. I'm sorry, I'm rolling. It's lagging.
No worries. There it is. Reuven, you have never encountered something like this before. In all your years as a healer, studying diseases, curses, you've never encountered something that even remotely resembles what's going on with this shifter, fiery red-haired shifter woman.
I'm sorry. Just based on knowledge, I don't know. But let me try something. I will cast Greater Restoration on her.
Okay. How's that work?
It takes away one effect that charmed or petrified the target, a curse, including the target's attunement to a cursed magic item. So I think I'm going to target that if it's a curse.
Okay. After performing the somatic verbal components for the spell, and casting Greater Restoration on Red, you don't notice any changes.
Red would go put her something still against something again and watch.
As you are holding your arms still, and Reuven's plate armored hand was holding onto your wrist, your skin began to resemble that of the plate armor from his armor. And continues to do so until either you pull your arm away or he lets go.
Seems that this is not magic. This may just be me now.
I'm sorry, but I must have to study further if I were to help you.
Perhaps this one can use their own creation against them.
I like that. Look at the bright side.
There's always a bright side, a silver lining, right?
Ithana will message Zito via his ring. Hey Zito?
She says from across the table.
No, she's at the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
You have that prestidigitation stone thingy?
Would you like me to slide it under the stall for you?
Yeah.
Actually, Zito will give the stone to Red. This is might be more appropriate if you go on there, Red.
As you take the cleansing stone in your hand, Red, the palm of your hand begins to turn the color of the soft gray stone and is actually repeating the pattern that's on the stone onto your skin.
They say
Also,
something.
take this, and Zito will also give Red a box. Tell her to open it whenever you give it to Lathana.
This one will. And Red will head in after Lathana. Not, well, I've got ventilated lungs. Does that mean I don't have to smell poopy smell?
Don't breathe.
Make a constitution check. Even though you are immune to, drowning, poisonous vapors, this is not so much a poisonous vapor, but a stench. You don't vomit when the smell hits your nose, your nostrils. You're able to power through it. It's like as you walk through the door into this private area, and you watch as one of the gnomish lasses wearing the snakeskin outfit has a coat now over, and she's holding her nose as she's rushing past. Just, oh my god, my gods, oh, and rushes out of the restroom.
Lathana, this one has brought cleansing stones and a box from the Iron Kobold.
As you approach, Lathana, make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh.
This time, not at disadvantage. You hear a little squeak of a fart. And Lathana weakly breathing heavily, weakly from behind the privacy of the partition. And you're able to get the cleansing stone from her, Lathana, and get some of your dignity back.
Cool.
And you have a feeling that maybe you shouldn't eat an entire bar of that ever again.
Nope.
Instant poo stick.
Feed it to your worst enemy.
Or just your friend who's drinking too much.
That's how you guys defeat the final boss. You shove one of those sticks in their mouth.
Multiple.
that has occurred to me.
Would you like to see the true churning chaos?
Yeah. Don't peer into the bowl. Don't look. You will see the true churning chaos.
Oh, that would be funny.
But after regaining your composure and your dignity, Red and Lathana are able to exit the privy and return to your companions. I'm sure you washed your hands.
Yes.
All right. So you've all gathered now at the table. Have you all decided as a group what you wish to do now? If you wanted to attempt to find private rooms to take a long rest here at the World Serpent Inn, or try to power through, heal up as best you can with what you have on you, and go back to the material plane.
Now we need to find a room and rest up.
Yeah.
Okay. It's easy enough to do. There's actually, you guys have like an outstanding hold on a series of really nice, comfortable rooms that you were using while your companions, Zito and now former companion Eli, were working on their projects. separate from the back rooms that folk use to work on whatever. They have upstairs, above the common room, they have nice rooms set up for folk.
Well, if we're gonna sit here or rest here for the night, Zito is going to try and repair his mechanical servant.
Okay. How long does it take to do that?
A long rest.
Takes a long rest? So you're not going to take the benefits of a long rest?
No, it can be accomplished during a long rest.
Oh, okay. That's what I meant, though, is do you have to sacrifice your long rest to do it?
No. No, I take a long rest and I repair the creature.
Oh, nice. Well, in that case...
It's like a meditative thing for him, you know? It's how he relaxes himself. He works on stuff.
Have you named him yet?
I have. I named him Kip.
Kip?
K-I-P.
All right. Well, in that case, let me mark you guys as taking a long rest. Boom. And I will throw Kip onto the combat tracker for you and share his sheet. There you go. Let me know if that comes through for you.
And before she tucks in for the resting, Red would pull out from her bag the ring of evasion and hold it out to the party. This one does not enjoy its aesthetic. And she'd hold it out. This one does not want it anymore. Because I don't have room to attune to it anyway. I'm gonna put it back in the party chat. Well, I got that cool cloak though.
That's
I got
true.
a cool vibe going with my cloak and my lungs and my sword.
Your
Or
battle
axe.
Yeah, battle axe.
So, I like, I got the black cape, black mask, black pants. I'm all good.
Hey, Ruben, you gonna be hanging out with us?
Do you mind?
That ring of evasion might be good on you.
Oh, well, I'm already fully attuned to things. I'll show
Well
my
then.
flail.
If nobody else wants it, I'll take it.
He holds out a beautiful flail, at the end of which, the head of which is your typical flail spikes. There appear to be hollow holes peppered all over the surface of the spherical shape. And there's a very sweet smelling scent that wafts off of the weapon.
This smells odd. Do you perfume your weapons? Does this make them stronger?
Yes, it makes them stronger. Don't worry, you will see. In battle.
I will look to my axe. This one thinks you smell fine. Do you like perfume?
Azurez says, I have no particular opinion on perfume. I do not possess olfactory senses. I have heard, though...
I will smell for the both of us.
I have heard, though, over the millennia that I have come into being, that mortals such as yourself prefer the usage of such things.
While that's going on, you notice music over there with the bar of lavender soap scrubbing down his rapier. Oh yeah, better than magic.
I'd pat
It's just
the
got like
axes.
an Irish Spring soap. You know, remember those old commercials where they would cut the soap?
Oh yeah.
He's using his rapier to cut it.
I'd pat the axe on the top of its head again. This one thinks you smell best as you are. The perfume
Head
overwhelms my senses. Yes, head scritches.
Head scritches. Azure Edge says, head scritches.
Does this one offend you? Great weapon.
No. It does
And
not.
Brad would kind of purr in response. Good. And tuck him on her back for now. I love sentient weapons.
And Azure Edge says, you must understand, I've been used as a walking stick for the last few years. Not particularly...
Oh,
Not particularly, how shall I say, what is the word? Not very pleasant experience having one's, self thunked into surfaces, whether it be wood, or stone, or, soft earth. I was cleaned, of course, but... Again, it's annoying. I am an instrument of justice, and I am an instrument of law. I should not be used to lean upon by it. Although I have respect for my previous wielder, it was time for him to let me go.
This one will treat you with the respect you deserve. Great weapon. The only thing you shall lean into is those who deserve death.
Perhaps we will do great work together.
Iron Kobold, you shall room with me. And there we go. We'll figure out beds.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
And she'd head off to her room and she'd make a little, like, kitty corner to curl up in on the floor somewhere.
Aw. It's like curls around her battle axe.
Yeah.
She stole all the pillows.
Yeah.
And the fresh sheets.
And the fresh sheets.
Making biscuits.
I just imagine, like, Red, like, in a pillow fort. All you see is her face sticking out of the sheets.
Once
and
I'm
the blankets.
once I'm still too, I start chameleon.
Yep. All you see is you just see two eyes.
I'm the Cheshire Cat.
Exactly.
Wow.
Two eyes and a smile.
So, did we successfully trap Red with the cardboard box?
Trap her with a cardboard box?
Yeah, all you gotta do is just open it and lay it on the floor. She'll be in there shortly.
I just throw a box in the room.
Lithana will find
All we
it.
need is a light.
Oh, there we go. Lithana will find a room and bed down, and she'll set up her warning arrows all around. It's just meditate for 4 hours.
Okay. What about you, music? You're going to bed?
Yes.
Okay. And Reuven, what do you
Yes.
do?
I will take a long rest as well.
Okay. Lithana,
Yeah.
your arrows go off.
Oh shit. She jumps up.
And as your arrows are going off, they are passing through a humanoid who is leaning against the wall in your bed chamber and hitting the wall. And you can see where like the arrow is passing through this intangible material of this being. And they now walk so that the arrows are not comically sticking out of their body. And this individual continues to just lean against the wall and looks to you and says, "How have you been?"
I recognize.
Oh yes, it's Victorio Castellanter. The familiar body that he used for years as you did work for him.
She just starts throwing her daggers at him.
They're passing through his body, thunking into the wall. There's a line of like arrows and sharp objects as he continues to move to the side. Continuing to these objects just passing harmlessly through his form.
She just holds up her repeating longbow and keeps shooting at him over and over again. She's like, I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Just get out of my life.
Oh, but we are bonded, you and I. It is your destiny to reunite with me, to be by my side in my moments of triumph. It's time. What we spoke of all those years ago, what I tried to share with you and you pushed me away. It's time. You and I have been through... We've been through a lot. And I may be many things to you, but I have never lied to you.
Don't lie to me now and tell me the truth. Where are my children?
They're with me. They are playing their part. And very soon, you'll be reunited with them. But I feel as though it might take a little while longer, a few speed bumps along the way, before we are reunited. Physically. It is a shame that my emissary, your dear cousin, met his end. That was, of course, a test to see how far you have come since I'd seen you before. My eyes have not wandered far. I have kept tabs on you. One could say I have turned certain interested individuals away from you. Out of respect for our former business arrangement. And as you now appear to have regained all of your senses, all of your memories, took you a while. But anyway, and he just sort of folds his hands in front of him and looks down at the floor. I will let you get back to your rest. You'll need it. Goodbye.
Victorio.
And he starts to walk towards the wall as if to walk through the wall, and he turns and looks at you and says, yes.
She pulls out one final dagger that's at her side, and she holds it at her own neck.
Well, don't be foolish, dear. You may be able to extinguish your own life, but It would be very, very easy for me to retrieve your body. Would you make it that easy for me to end the game so soon when you still have yet so much more to do before then? Don't you have a little village to save? I'm sure you wouldn't want to disappoint your family, your companions.
Her hand starts shaking. She throws the dagger at Victoria again and just sinks down and puts her head in her hands.
Farewell, Miss Aisha. And you just watch as he... there's a brilliant flash of light, and you are alone. And the shadows in the room just seems to grow a bit dimmer. As if in response to the absence of this projection, this form. And that's it.
Oh.
The time passes. You all are able to awake. Most of you not experiencing anything resembling what Lithana experienced. And you all, one by one, assemble down in the common room once again, refreshed, all of your gear together, ready to go. Lithana has a little bit of a peaked look to her. A furrowed brow, perhaps.
She asked the barmaid for a light drink to start the morning.
A Bloody Mary. Maybe
Want a pretzel?
Maybe a mimosa.
She's sipping on it. She's not punking it, but
Maybe
she wishes she was.
A little bit of Irish coffee.
Want a pretzel with that?
No, thank you. No, thank you, music.
Apple?
Sure.
How about a mushroom?
She does an eyebrow. No, thank you.
A little treant sap?
He's just foraging through his pack, offering random items, foodstuffs. At least you think they're foodstuff.
I'm not sure about the tree sap, but I'm pretty sure you can eat the other things.
A metallic quadruped resembling a dragon or draconic creature, familiar, comes bounding downstairs with Zito in tow and skids to a halt right next to the two of you.
Hey, I remember him.
And his tongue just kind of lolls out the side of his head, and he looks like, just kind of looking up at you with his head tilted, kind of looks like a Great Dane in the way of his posture.
I'm going to try to give him an apple.
He just sort of looks at it, like, looks at you, looks at the apple, and starts to take it very carefully in its teeth and begins slicing it into slices with his razor-sharp teeth. Not eating it, but depositing them onto the counter next to it. These thin slices of apple.
Good boy.
And what about the rest of you? Are you all assembled down in the common room? Still as raucous and rowdy as it was when you all went to bed before.
Yeah, Red would head down there.
Reuven as well.
Want to try this drink I got, Lithana?
What drink is it?
Here is blood.
Oh, it's just water.
I know you can drink it, Zito.
I'll shave my share whenever Henry gets back.
All right.
Is everyone ready to go? Before we go, Vito was going to close out their tab.
Okay. Well, you paid. Eli actually paid in advance, up to the 12 days.
And how many days are left?
It's only been 5. Well, it's only been. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Not 12 days. 120 days. It's only been 5, technically 6 days.
All right. Well, if it's already paid, then Zito will leave it as is, and if Eli's still around, he can take the rest.
Okay. All right. Well, if there is nothing else that you wish to accomplish here at the inn after closing out your tab, did you all want to head to the Prime Gate to head back to the material plane?
Sure.
Okay. One by one, you trudge out of the World Serpent Inn. You take the familiar trek down to the Prime Gate. Just an endless deluge of individuals coming in at different angles, some flying, some using vehicles, marching down the long marble streets towards the Prime Gate. You pass through their version of a customs and pass through the energized gateway, returning once again to the village of Heartholm.
Is Heartholm still standing?
It is still standing. Make a perception check.
Can Red do one to you?
You can assist him if you like.
Okay.
You can make that with advantage if you like, Zito. Nice, 21. The village appears to be completely bereft of activity. You don't see any movement in the streets. You don't really hear too much in the ways of people in the distance. Those tremors are continuing, persistent tremors. And looking up towards the spire, you feel as though the spire is maybe a few degrees, a bit more to the west. Really hard to tell, though. But you could have swore that it was a bit straighter than you remembered last when you stared at it.
I don't think we have much time.
We better move stealthily. Well, we better move without anyone catching us before we get there, and she will cast Pass Without a Trace on the whole party.
Okay.
Right.
You guys want to go down the tunnel again?
Yes, this is the best plan. We can find Swift and Talon, I hope.
Sun is a little higher
We'll have
in
to
the
go down
sky,
the
but
river.
not much more. You feel as though perhaps it's only been a little over an hour here on the material plane since you were last here. Based on the amount of time you took to long rest and other time at the tavern.
Zito's gonna look at Reuben's like, I hope you know how to swim in heavy armor. Because there's a pretty big mud river that we're going to go through.
Oh, I hate swimming.
All right.
Is
So what's the marching order? I know that Lithani, you cast Pass Without Trace.
Huh? Yep.
Red will go towards the
So I guess Music and I will head towards the front since we know the way at least up to the river.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I won't be going in that river. I'm gonna climb those walls like a cat. Haha.
That leaves Lithana and Reuven at the rear.
Yes.
Okay. Returning to the mayor's house, it's abandoned. You actually pass by one of those giant lizard-like creatures, dead, with just absolutely peppered with arrows, laying on the western end of the house. As you enter into the chamber, you can still see that the climbing equipment, the ropes, those 4 sets of ropes are still there. So you can use those ropes if you wish to descend.
And Zito will climb down.
Okay. Red, are you leading the pack? You and Music, then Zito, or?
Maybe she'll turn to Zito. This one can walk with you to keep you safe. Maybe pull him a little bit ahead of Music, so she's kind of like a little triangle, an inverted triangle.
Okay. So you all descend down into this tunnel, this shaft. You follow the pathway that you took before back to the branching pathway. And which path did you want to take? The same path that you took before?
Yes.
Okay. As you find that familiar path that leads to a sharp 45-degree angle, you can now hear at the edge of it faintly the sound of that mud river. Do you all wish to proceed?
Yeah.
Is this a cowabunga? Yep. Is this a cowabunga moment? Are we?
Yes.
Music jumps and starts sliding down there.
Okay.
Is there like enough ceiling still in this area? Like it's still a tunnel, right?
Well, for the most part, it's been essentially a 10-foot diameter tunnel.
Okay,
except for the antechamber, which was slightly bigger as it branched off, and then when you got to this part, this tunnel just kind of drops off at that 45-degree angle and gets bigger into a much wider tunnel shaft where this moving river is.
Okay, so Red would look to Zito. This one can avoid the mud. Would you like to come with me?
No, I can avoid the mud too. In fact, I can fly. So I may be able to fly down the river to see if I can find the Swift and Quiver. Hopefully they made it out okay.
This one
or
will
at least they
climb
found
behind you.
I can bring out Humphrey. I can carry someone on his back.
Yeah, so Red would go towards the wall and start climbing along it with her cloak of the arachnid.
Okay.
Humphrey fit?
Let's see. Humphrey is... size is Humphrey? Humphrey is a large creature. So, it should fit.
Okay. I might just have to duck if you get on his back. Can you fly, music, or Reuven? That was your name?
No, I cannot fly.
I also can't fly, but the mud does not bother me.
Reuven, it's not exactly a noble steed, but it will work. You ever flown a giant fly?
I can't say I have.
Fly, fly, fly! And she throws her little trinket on the ground.
Okay, you cast the what you need to create Humphrey once again. You throw the little icon on the ground, and Humphrey springs into life. I assume you did this before you got to the 45-degree angle.
Yes.
You didn't just throw his ass into the river.
No.
Also, I'm gonna keep Kip in the portable hole for now.
Okay. All right. So you're
Don't stretch the walls, Kip.
following this river. Who's going for a swim? Is Music the only one going for a swim?
Actually, why don't I give Zito will give Music a rope.
Okay.
That way he'll at least stay close to him.
Oh, if he's flying above the river and I got a rope, then that means I'm technically surfing on top of the river.
Okay. All right, so Kip is in your portable hole, you said?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Actually, Music, you want to go in there too?
Sure.
You're throwing him in the portable hole?
Yeah, if he doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah, I don't need to breathe. Drop me in there.
Let's see.
I'll let you make that decision, GM.
Yeah, you don't need to breathe, so yeah, you could technically you could throw him in there.
Woohoo! Surprise player character.
Surprise!
Wow.
Jump up out of the hole. Surprise, motherfucker.
All right. So, following the mud river in the darkness, it winds a bit, and then it gets to a point where it just suddenly drops off of a cliff's edge down, 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 like a waterfall of mud. As you get to the end of this long pathway following this mud river. The sound, the roaring of the mud filling your ears. And it seemed like the pathway went eastward for a bit, and then seemed to slowly curve back around and then head towards the west, continuing to go down in a downward slope. Do you wish to descend?
There's still no signs of Swift or Quiver.
No sign of your companion, Swift or Talon.
Oh, Talon.
Yeah. Do you wish to descend down into the hole?
Yes.
Okay. as you, Humphrey flying down. Zito, you can fly, correct?
Yes, I have wings of flying.
Okay. Reuven is on Humphrey with you, Lathana?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Red, you're still Spider-Manning it across the ceiling and then down the wall, following your companions.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you all come to a point where this waterfall terminates in this this sort of a mud pond. Not quite a lake, like a pond. The deafening sound of this waterfall of sludge hitting. And you can see now that there is approximately a 10-foot diameter tunnel that heads off towards the west, away from this chamber, this large chamber. Like the chamber tapers off into this singular tunnel that goes off to the west. And that vibration, that tremor just continues. And in the distance of this 10-foot diameter tunnel, you can now see a soft violet light, as if the very walls of the tunnel is permeated with glowing crystals, casting a dim light. And you look, each of you, as you assemble at the entrance to this tunnel, looking off in the distance, you can see that the light seems to grow brighter as this tunnel stretches on for an indeterminate amount of length, of distance. As each of you, looking at one another with grim determination, staring down into this purple-violet abyss in the distance, the end of this tunnel shaft, wherever it leads, that is where we will end for tonight.
Spoopy.
Woo!
Well, guys,
That was an interesting session, guys.
yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Derek's new character doesn't talk a whole lot. We got to get to know him a little bit better.
Right? What's he all about? You guys
Fine.
you don't even know his last name.
I wasn't even sure he was coming with us.
Does anybody know anybody's last name?
He doesn't even have a last name.
Zito is like Madonna or Prince.
Yeah.
Same thing with music. I mean, my first and last name are the same one.
Man.
I like my axe. I have another sentient weapon in another game, and I have so much fun with it. So I'm excited. I love
like
talking to my weapons.
You know, I hadn't heard anything about sentient weapons in 5e. Used to over in second edition, they had introduced sentient weapons, and then they built a character class around the sentient weapon, which I think is actually the inspiration for the modern day hexblade.
They're fun. Yeah, I have
Really?
a quarterstaff of warning that's sentient. In my other game, I play a monk who's a stripper.
Nice.
His name's
Oh, that's
Arcane
right. That's the
Michael.
Magic Michael.
I was very Arcane Michael.
Do you not share
so
the class options?
Oh yeah, and I'm a Way of the Pole Dancer monk. They let me homebrew
That's hilarious.
things, so I'm
Wow.
always stripping. And I have a shift weave, so I just have a bunch of stripper outfits, all chapless, assless chaps, obviously.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of funny things go down in that game.
Wow.
Well, I was about to say,
Red is
guys,
my
I'm
only
headed off.
serious character.
I was about to say, guys, I'm about to head off to bed, but this conversation turned left fast.
Yeah, so my sentient weapon over there, his name's Harvey, but he sounds like, I don't remember what he was inspired with, but he has the funniest voice. But I can twist him like a bop it, and he goes 10 feet. So he's a reach weapon, and then he's just got like a super seductive voice.
Aw.
It's super fun.
Do you play the voice or does your DM?
My DM plays the voice. He's always like, Michael, why are you doing that, Michael? And then I'm just over there stripping for money, you know? That's what I do.
Oh.
That
It's
kind
so
of reminds me of a
bad.
character I had.
Oh gosh.
I really wish you had been here and played with me when I have Rufus as a character.
It's fun, but the only deal though when I play that one is the DM had to make a DM player character because I have DJ Duster. He's my Kinku Bard hype man.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Well, I had a half-orc barbarian named Rufus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Rufus
Cross-dressing.
only wore women's clothing, which he ripped off as he ran into battle stark naked.
Yeah.
We had
that
we had to go on a
that character was unfortunately in the wrong campaign.
Yeah.
Rufus was the best character ever. I mean, he was charismatic. People loved him. On top of that, we were on a ship one time. We were out at sea for a while. Rufus got on the ship with 10 gold and left with about 70. And I'm not going to say what he did to get money, but he did get paid.